senior leaders. Let's bring in Karsyn Moore from Crestview softball to talk with us about her senior season and what it's been like. And Karsyn, here is Crestview again, and they're in the conversation yet again. No shocker there. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Like I've liked to ask most of the players that we come on, I like to talk about the season experience from their perspective, because it's certainly been an interesting one with the weather, but no doubt you guys have been in the thick of it with the conference as well as just getting big wins too. It's been competitive all season. What's it been like experience-wise from your perspective?
I couldn't have asked for a better senior year, honestly. I know the weather's been hard. I remember my freshman year, we barely had any games get canceled at all. I think that's why we ended up getting as many wins as we did, just because there were no cancellations. This year, the league's difficult. I mean, we added Garfield, and they're a really good team. We've been hanging with everybody. I know we split with a couple people. We split with Garfield. We split with Newton Falls. It's been great just being competitive with everybody and just like staying in games. We're not losing by a lot, but we're also not winning by a lot. So it's kind of, we have room for improvement, but we're hanging in with every team we play. So,
I mean, you talk about this conference while we're at it. You know, you get the chance to see all these hitters and try to read what they're doing and create a game plan to kind of help your pitchers and try to put them in the best spots to win. What's it been like, you know, going through all these lineups and trying to be a leader to this pitching staff? Obviously, Caden Sutton's a big moment of that, but not the only pitcher in the circle that's been shining this year. What's it been like running this pitching staff and trying to game plan against these great hitters that the league brings to the table?
I work with our assistant coach, Coach Miller, in regards to calling pitches, but we both just see, first of all, when I warm up the starting pitcher, we see what's working that day. If something's not working, we don't call it as much. The pitches that are working, we just work inside, outside, hitting our spots. Some days, so I know Caden is more of a movement pitcher, so we really just focus on the pitches that are moving and trying to hit certain spots rather than blowing it past them, obviously. Brooke Breakers are number 2. She's not as confident, but she gets there. And I don't know, I would say I just try to keep them relaxed. I try to make sure that they're confident in the circle, because if they're not confident, nobody else can be. So, and I know there's plenty of good hitters, especially, like I said, in our league. So when we have those really good hitters, especially like the meat of the lineup where you have those 3-4 batters, there's also a really good amount of leadoff hitters who are slappers, and they'll get it out of the infield. So we just really try to work the count, try to get them off their toes, work outside, work inside, see what works against the batter. Especially the second time through the lineup, we really know where they're going to go with it based off their swing. So I just try to keep them relaxed, remind them little things, and make sure that everybody knows where to go with it.
I mean, you're at the tops of your team in multiple categories, and like top 3 in average or tops in hits. You have, I think, the most extra base hits too on the team, with 9 doubles leading the team. Let's talk about that. With the extra base hits that you've been able to garner this season, do you take it as an added responsibility trying to get runs for these pitchers? Because the pitching performances, as we've said, have been amazing all season long. Do you take it as an added responsibility, being one of the seniors, to produce runs for your pitchers when it's your time up to bat?
Absolutely. I don't know if it's like a responsibility, just more trying to, they always make fun of me on the team because I'm always telling everybody to do a job. Because I think it's really important to know when you're up to bat, you have a certain responsibility. Like the leadoff batter, they need to get on. They need to see pitches. They need to get on. I know if there's runners on, I need to either move the runners or score the runners. So I think that adding those extra hits, if there's nobody on or anything like that, it's more just I'm doing a job getting on base so that way I can rely on my teammates to move me.
Karsyn, you've been a leader on this team for a while. It's not something new to you, but how have you grown as a leader this year compared to the last 3 years being behind the plate?
I think the fact that I'm going so far away after high school has really given me a different view on how I'm leading the team and how I'm talking to certain people, just because I know that this is it for high school ball for me. I know that I'm not going to be able to talk to all of these people as much when I leave. So in regards to being a leader, I'm just trying to leave everybody with everything that I have. I'm trying to leave everybody with positive attitude. All that I have on the field, I'm giving it all my all. And just being the best leader that I can be, being a captain. That way, if they have any questions, anything, they can always come to me and just talk to me about anything.
What would you say is the biggest thing you've learned from freshman year to senior year and all the experiences that you've had, including a COVID year that didn't even happen?
Definitely. I've definitely improved in my mindset. I would say freshman year, I would immediately get down, like if I did anything wrong, just because I really wanted to prove myself. And I'm still working on proving myself. And I really just, anything that I did wrong, any mistake I made, I really dwelled on it. And I would say from freshman year to now, I take it more of another chance to do something good. So if I do have a bad at bat, the next at bat, I just completely wipe it out of my head. And I'm like, well, you still have the whole rest of the game left, so you have to do something good here. You know what I mean?
Let's get to Coach Eskra, and to stay on that point on ways that you've grown throughout your softball career. What do you think are some of the ways that he's helped you grow, and he's helped you grow not just as a softball person, but as a player too?
I would say the same thing, like mindset. He's always had a lot of confidence in me since freshman year, and I think that really helps to have a coach that's confident in you, because if you have others who are telling you can do it, and you have others who are telling you that you have the capability of doing something, but maybe you don't believe it yourself at that point in time, it helps a lot when you have somebody who can remind you of those things.
I want you to break it, because I did see it on Twitter too, the picture of you and Caden going into the next level. Talk to me about what it means to you to have someone from the school and someone you're so close to, pitcher catcher combo, going to the next level with you, and break the next level where you're going to be going for everyone who hasn't heard yet.
Yeah. So Caden and I are both going to Ave Maria University in Florida. I could not be more excited for the opportunity and to share the opportunity with Caden, just because we do absolutely everything together. I couldn't imagine it any other way. Even when we were going through like the recruiting process and we would talk to college coaches, we always did it together. So like they knew we were a package deal. And it's really important to me that I went with her, just because I would never be the teammate I am today without her.
How much of an advantage does it give you, do you think, this team, and especially talking about you and Caden when you guys are a battery, all the off the field time that you spend together and the connection that you have, obviously, as sisters? What does it mean to you to be able to just read her right off the bat, like know exactly what she's going through, know exactly what she's feeling, without having to talk to her and without having to really do much? I mean, that's got to be an advantage as a pitcher catcher relationship.
I mean, I think it's an advantage. I think some people might not like when we use the advantage against them. Caden's very easy to read to me. So if she is having like a bad inning or something, there are times where I'll go out and talk to her, but there's other times where I kind of just let her go until we get out of it, and then I talk to her in the dugout or something like that. But like Caden will kind of freak out occasionally if she like makes a mistake or something, and I'll go up to talk to her and she's like, I don't know what I'm doing, and then I'll have to be like, you do know what you're doing. So I think we kind of work together when we calm each other down. Mine's more like at bats, she'll talk to me and she'll be like, tell me what I did wrong, because we go to lessons and everything together, so we can tell each other what we need to work on our next at bat or what we did wrong that at bat, and kind of just living with each other every day and seeing, the inside and outs of how we work. It's so easy to calm each other down on the field. So that helps so much when you get in your head, or like if you do have a bad at bat, or if she throws a bad pitch or gives up a really good hit, it's really easy to calm each other down and just get each other back into the game.
Let's talk about this fact that, I mean, when you have one no-hitter in a season, it's something special. When you throw two, it becomes a case where you wonder, do they have something figured out? And I mean, that's kind of what I want to ask in this sense too. When you're going through a Caden Sutton no-hitter too, and you're teaming up with that, what's kind of the keys to getting her through that? And what's been the keys in those two no-hitters and getting that kind of performance out of it twice?
To be completely honest, I didn't know the second one was a no-hitter until after the game. We go into every game the exact same. Try to throw every pitch the best that you can. If they get a hit, they get a hit. We rely on our defense so much, just because she knows that she can't do everything. She's not going to do everything. And so when she does have those no-hitters, it's really special, because she's just trying to make them hit the ball. She's just trying to make it more difficult for them to hit the ball. She's not trying to blow it past them or strike everybody out. So us working together and keeping the batters that off balance is a really big accomplishment to myself, and it's a really big accomplishment to her as well.
This program has been successful for a while, but this year just feels a little bit different. It's a little bit like the next step. What has been so unique about this program, and what has you guys clicking so well this year?
I would say we have a really good balance of, young and older girls. And so like it's Caden and I, seniors, we have McKenna Schultz, Alexis Smith, Grace Fornash, and us seniors, and then mixed with Brenna Figley and Chloe Stoops and Brooke Breakers and Katie we're all Katie Smith, and we were all working together, but we all don't talk in school constantly. So it's like when we're on the field, we always have that chance to get to know each other more. And I think from the beginning of the season, we all just clicked instantly because we weren't, best friends before. We had to learn more about each other. So I think working together to know each other helps us on the field because we're always constantly learning new things.
Would you say you guys have a chip on your shoulder, or do you say there's an effort to try to stand out in a conference that features teams such as Champion and these big teams that have been there, done that with the state championship?
Yes, absolutely. In my entire season, we actually haven't beat Champion yet. So when we went into that game at the beginning of the season, I know that we really, really wanted to go get them. And we actually ended up out-hitting them. We just made a few mistakes in the field, which caused us the game. But I know that we played them again. And we're actually played them again after our first tournament game. But I know that we still really want to go out and get them. And like I said, we split with a couple other teams in the conference, but I know every game that we play them, we really, really wanted to win the league this year.
And you're looking at the standings, there's still a chance to win that league. And you're one game back at Champion. You have a game with them. They have another game as well. And Newton Falls is right there. What would it mean to this program to win an MVAC Great Tier Championship?
I think it would mean everything to me and the girls in the team. We all really wanted to go out with a bang this year. I know a lot of the younger girls look up to us seniors and they know we're leaving. So I know they really wanted a nice last season for us. And I really wanted to leave them with a good season because I'm trying my best to do that. So I think it would mean a lot to the program.
You talk about being in that mentorship role. What would you say, or what would you hope that these underclassmen would say if we were to interview them next year? What would you hope they would say about Karsyn Moore when we ask them about you?
I hope all good things. I would hope that they say that I left them with knowledge of the game. That's what I'm constantly trying to do, is just show them new things, show them that the being teammates is the best part about the game, in leadership and showing that you care about one another while you're playing, and the competitiveness of the game. It all just goes together, but the most important part is that you guys work together, and I hope that they learn that from me.
All right, Karsyn, it's time for a rapid fire part of this interview where we get to know you a little bit off the field. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right. What is your favorite season of the year as far as winter, fall, spring, summer?
Oh, summer, easily.
What's your favorite animal?
Cat. I love my cat, so cat.
Okay, so if you could have any animal as a pet, would it just still be your cat?
It would still be my cat. I'm convinced he's living forever, so.
We'll stay with the pet, because if your cat could talk and say one thing about you, what do you think your cat would say about you?
I'm his favorite.
What is your favorite color?
Blue.
All right. What about best restaurant to go to after a game?
Anywhere I can get a steak.
What is one word you always have trouble pronouncing? I think everyone's got one.
I don't know. I don't know. That's a really good one. It's usually Kaden, the one that struggles pronouncing things.
Then I'm going to pin that question and I'll ask Kaden, because she's coming up after you. Who is your hero?
My dad.
What's your favorite superhero?
Superman.
Okay. All right. What do you want to do when you grow up? I know that's kind of a child question, but what are you going to do? What are you going to major in college?
I'm majoring in exercise physiology, but I want to be a physical therapist, and I want to coach.
What's your favorite guilty pleasure dessert?
Key lime pie.
I'm going to give you 4 words to describe yourself. I gave someone else 5 and they couldn't do 5, so I'll give you 4.
Okay. I would say definitely compassionate, competitive, introverted. Does introvert work?
Yeah, it works. That's a word.
Because I'm like in softball, I'm very extrovert, but I'm very introvert otherwise.
What is one? Oh, okay. That was 3. I'm sorry. I jumped the gun.
No, it's okay. I don't even know if I can think of another one, so you can go on.
All right. What is one thing that you spend a lot of money on that you know you probably shouldn't?
Clothes.
What was your last impulse buy?
Probably a shirt. I think it was a shirt.
If you could afford any car, what would you want to drive?
Any type of Jeep. I love Jeeps.
Any Jeep. Books or movies?
Books.
What was the last book you read?
I think it was called The Twin by Natasha Preston.
This is good. If you were going to go viral online, what do you think your viral video would be?
Probably doing something really stupid in softball. Probably just completely messing up, throwing a ball at a batter's head or something.
Who is your favorite Disney character?
Does the princess count?
Yeah.
I was obsessed with Cinderella when I was younger.
And then last but not least, name one teammate that can cheer you up no matter what the situation is.
Caden. Or Brenna Figley. Brenna Figley is a freshman, and I swear she could put a smile on anybody's face.
Man, then you get 1 year of that, and that's going to be such a blessing for you. Karsyn, it was such a blessing to have you on today. Thank you so much for the time. We love hearing from you. We wish you the best of luck in your future and in the tournament run that you're about to make, and we can't wait to talk to you again real soon.
Thank you so much, guys.